I bought a retired 1976 GMC Class C RV. Now Class C means that once we removed the cabin, the camper part of the vehicle, we were left with no back in the cab and no roof in the cab. Look what we have here. I've been here all morning, guys, with the wire wheel. Stripped everything off. See, all our lights are out. All our cameras that I've started with have been removed. Anything that can be removed, the back rack is gone. And I've been here with the wire wheels on the angle grinder, stripping off any rust because it's been sitting out all mild steel. And it's looking really great. We're going to see if we can lay some paint right now. We're going with a rust coat, gloss black here. I'm excited to soak the whole rear deck and as much as the undercarriage and chassis I can get done with that. Dad has us hooked up there with a HVLP spray gun. Nice size, just the right size I think for getting up under the truck and kind of maneuvering around there. So I'm excited to do some spraying.
Okay. Down, I'll wait till that. Where is everyone? Okay.
She's looking good, guys. Full heavy coat of paint. I do have several runs around, especially I think almost every one of those grommets. By the time you're spraying all in around them, trying to get all the the surfaces. There's enough on the flat that is running. So I'll have to do a little bit of sanding once this dries and sets up real good. Just really around this outside skirt, I'll have to do a little bit of sanding, sand out a few runs, give it another little spritz over. And then on another day, we've got our back rack here and our tie down bands and stuff that we've got to do. But overall, really happy with this coat today. Back here again another day, guys, and that paint, wow, it's been a day, turns probably 48 hours since I sprayed it, and it just dried beautifully. Now, I was out of town yesterday, but Dad took care of sanding out several runs that I had. And I don't like that I got runs, but it is what it is. Let's get a little more light on here, and there we go. But look at that. Really happy with this paint. The reflection, just look at that. Really beautiful. So excited about it. And it's just gonna look awesome. This was the worst spot for runs right down here. But so we'll give the whole thing a light respray just to get it up to snuff. But we coated, I mean soaked every surface all up and underneath, everywhere. The chassis, the leaf springs, the leaf spring brackets there. And it just looks beautiful. I also have the materials here today so we can address this peeling. What I'm about to do is mildly heartbreaking. All too familiar here, guys, having to mix up this Raptor liner. Wish we didn't have to go back and do it, but that's it. This is real easy stuff to work with. Hardener goes directly into the bottle. Lots of shaking, and once you've mixed this, it's not like adding thinner to the paint like we did the other day. This is an activator, it's a hardener. So the clock is ticking once you add this stuff here, and if you just let it sit in the bottom and you pour it on the shelf, the paint will just set up and it'll spoil the paint in pretty quick fashion. So going directly onto the bottle, and this stuff runs pretty low air pressure, but air pressure determines texture. Trying to blend it into the paint we did last year. Okay, we got the gun set up here. We got some rust coat paint mixed up. Just going to test it on the chassis here. Just fill the gun up. Looks good. Run the same settings that we dialed in the other day. Pretty happy with that there, guys. I got up and underneath the back, something we missed the other day, and something I missed. And light spray around the sides. Everything looks really, really nice there now. I think we chose the right order of operations here. We're treated that cab first, then the deck, and now all the dust has gone away from the cleanup this morning. So everything's just looking really fresh and new here now. Really happy with it. Right here. Now in this box right here we have something that is going to totally transform the look of this truck. And we've transformed the look of this truck a lot of times, from when we completely tore off the camper house, to when we welded in a back panel, to when we fabbed up a deck for this thing. And now we've completely transformed it again with all of this paint and just really putting the pretty looks on it, making it look real nice, in my opinion. Anyways, I think it looks great. The truck looks so good, but this is gonna put it that bounding step forward, and that is, some of you might have been guessing already, we have full set of stainless wheel covers. Look at this, Pacific dualies. Remember, we have 16.5-inch wheels, which is a very odd size and a hard size to get something like this for, but Pacific dualies hooked us up here. This is all metal. This is all stainless sheet metal, stamped and cut, and they are just beautiful, beautiful. Of course, these are the rears. We have the fronts, and that's just the center caps. That's just a little bit of icing on the cake. Check out this cereal bowl here. Check out this dish. Again, polished stainless. You can, of course, hear and see that it's metal. And it matches all up with our GM here. Isn't that stunning? Now these have been majorly testing my willpower, because I've actually had that box with these wheel covers sitting in my office for 2-3 weeks now. But I didn't want to put them on and do the reveal and have it on before I done all the paint and everything, because I thought it has to go in sequence, right? So it's been killing me not to put these on and see them there, but we're gonna do it right now. And you'll notice too, I'm popping off the lug nuts. That's because these aren't just clip-on wheel covers. These are they actually mount on with your lug nuts. Remember, we have all spanking new rubber on this truck. What a unit! Okay, so here's how these wheels work. They have a heavy steel, like a lug plate. This goes on there. So now this Pacific dualies center cap plate will attach, just slip inside of there like so. So we gotta line up our holes, of course. So now our center cover, we'll get it in place in a minute. And our cover with that piece will go on there like so. Look at that. Now you want to make sure everything is centered up just so. Of course, you want to take your time with this, do it right. Just check my spacing all the way around. Just wipe a little of that grit out of there from the lug nuts. Oh man. And then we have our center cap retaining screws. So we'll take those out. And our center cap. Those holes got to line up. Wow. Just look at that. What an upgrade. Look at that black paint. We've done the chassis, we've done the leaf springs, everything up and underneath there. We're getting somewhere. You know, as far as hobbies go, this type of work right here is pretty new for me. My very first vehicle was a 1992 Ford Ranger. Little single cab long box. Me and Dad went and brought it home on a dolly. Had the rear end gone in it at the time. I believe master cylinder, slave cylinder was gone in the transmission. The manual, little 5-speed manual. Man, we brought that home and did some work with it, and I love that truck. The floor was rotted out. I put a floor in it myself. No welding then, all pop rivets and sheet metal. But I guess that was sort of my first taste of this type of work, doing this type of work. Now notice we're going the other way, not nearly as deep for the front, nice and simple. But they install the same way behind this lug plate here. And the cover, center cap plate. Now that those boards are treated, we have some Thompson's water seal just to help keep the boards. I wasn't even going to plane them, but Dad thought we should do it, and I'm glad I did. Well worth the effort. Everything's so much nice and flatter there now. and just took off all the old paint and everything. Harvest Gold, semi-transparent. We'll see how this looks. I think it'll add a little bit of richness here to the boards and really put the finishing touches on. Oh yeah, I like that. And there it is, all put back together. That crane installed. So happy with it. Check out the color of the back deck here now in the evening sun. Our lights put back in, looks so good. Look at the fit of that backup camera now. With everything painted. Doesn't that look proper, slick? Our filler spout in the deck. Our bands all painted up across there. Of course, look at those wheels. Got the crane up just because I was showing a buddy who stopped by today. Showing him how the crane works there. All blacked out, painted. Winch installed. So I hope you enjoyed this episode. I'm just obviously being absolutely thrilled with what we have here now. We've done so much progress. This thing is nicer than I ever thought it would be. Those wheel covers, man, just put this thing to a whole nother level of pretty. It actually makes it like a real nice looking truck. The back deck, the color is just perfect. The paint now, I'm so happy I took the time to clean up all the chassis and to scrub down a couple rough looking spots there and flat wheel a couple spots that were a little ugly. And it is just lovely. We got those few paint issues fixed up on the Rhino liner. So exciting. I hope you enjoyed it. Hit that like button if you did. Come on, this is worth a like, even a share. I think you could share this one. Action packed, and look at what we ended up with here. Hit that like button, like I said, share, leave me a comment down below, and subscribe because you're going to want to come back. So we got a whole interior to do, and we've got to have an interior now to match just how nice this truck looks out front. So make sure you come back. Thanks for watching. I really appreciate it. We'll see you in the next video. Well, here we are sort of seeing her for the first time as a flatbed. Doesn't that look good? Maybe some of you will disagree. I think that's awesome. Of course, there's a lot of work. There's probably a lot I'll do, little bits, all the little stuff I'll pick off up home because it'll take a lot of time. But this is the big bulk of what we needed to get done today. Of course, we still have some things to address. Some of you might be wondering, right here, Class C's, this is how the roofs were cut away. Some of you might be wondering, how on earth are we going to close in this cab, close in this roof?